All right, so we're diving into the world of physics careers.
Yeah.
Specifically, how to prep for those interviews,
Yeah.
which can be pretty intense.
Absolutely.
But luckily, we've got this stack of RoleCatcher resources with us
We
to
do.
help guide us.
Yes, we've got career guides, interview guides, even AI insights to help you really stand out.
So really think of this as your secret weapon for acing those physics interviews.
It really is like having a physics career coach right here with us, helping you understand what those interviewers are looking for and how to showcase your best self.
I like that, a physics career coach.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just jump right in and unpack some of these tricky interview questions together.
Sounds good.
Okay, so first up, how did you become interested in physics?
Hmm.
Seems like a simple question, but
It is a simple question, but it's also your chance to really make a first impression and share what sparked your passion.
I think it's easy to get caught up in like
The textbook definition.
yeah, or just saying, oh, I've always been good at math and science.
Right. And it's so much more than that. Think back to that aha moment for you, the spark that ignited your curiosity about physics. Was it a mind-blowing concept, an inspiring teacher, or even just a moment of awe gazing up at the night sky?
You know, the RoleCatcher Career Guide talks about uncovering secrets that shape our understanding of the world.
Oh, that's good.
And I was thinking about that. It's almost like you're becoming a scientific detective.
Exactly. Tap into that feeling, that drive to unravel the mysteries of the universe. Share a specific story or an experience that truly captures your enthusiasm.
So instead of the I've always been good at math and science,
Yeah.
maybe talk about the time you built a potato cannon for a science fair project.
Perfect. Or the moment you first grasped the concept of relativity. Make it personal, make it memorable, and make it genuine.
And it's not just the what of the story, but the why. What is it about physics that really resonates with you?
That's a good point.
Is it the potential to make groundbreaking discoveries?
Connecting your personal why to the bigger picture will really show a depth of thought that interviewers will appreciate.
Okay, I like that.
Now, keep in mind they might follow up with something like, what area of physics are you most passionate about and why?
So be prepared to elaborate a little bit.
Exactly. Now let's move on to another common question. Can you explain a complex physics concept in simple terms? This one's all about showing your ability to communicate effectively and make physics accessible to a wider audience.
So not just other physicists.
Right. And it's not about dumbing it down.
Right.
It's about finding creative ways to convey complex ideas using clear and concise language, maybe using relatable analogies or even a touch of humor.
It's like the classic challenge. Explain quantum mechanics to your grandma.
Exactly. Like if
Yeah.
you were explaining the concept of superposition, you could compare it to a spinning coin that's both heads and tails at the same time until you stop it and observe the outcome.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
So what about potential follow-up questions on this one?
Yeah, what do you think?
They might ask you to elaborate on a specific aspect of the concept. Or they might even throw in a related question to test your understanding further.
So it's about being prepared to go a little deeper.
Exactly.
Okay, so next up, how do you stay up to date with advancements in the field?
Ah, yes. This is all about showing your commitment to continuous learning.
Because it is a field that's constantly changing.
Physics is constantly evolving, so it's crucial to demonstrate that you're actively engaged in staying informed.
And it's not enough to just say that you read scientific journals.
Right.
Be specific. Mention particular journals you follow, conferences you've attended,
Online communities that you participate in.
or even just physicists you follow on social media.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to highlight any independent learning initiatives you've taken. Maybe you've taken online courses, attended workshops, or even started a physics-related blog or podcast.
And the Knowledge and Learning section in the RoleCatcher Career Guide has some great tips on this.
It does.
What kind of follow-up questions do you think they might ask for this one?
They might ask, can you tell us about a recent advancement in physics that particularly excited you?
So be prepared to share something specific and articulate why it captured your interest.
It's a chance to show that you're not just passively absorbing information, but actively thinking about the implications and possibilities. It's amazing how prepping for these interviews can also be a journey of self-discovery.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's like all these questions that you maybe haven't thought about in a while or even ever help you to really zero in on
Absolutely.
what you're looking for in a physics career.
Absolutely. Now, building on that self-reflection,
Okay?
let's tackle the dreaded salary question.
Ooh, yeah, that is a tough one.
What are your salary expectations?
Yeah,
How do you answer that?
Right. It can be awkward.
Yeah,
Let go.
you don't want
Lowball yourself.
right, you don't want to seem too demanding.
Right.
So the key here is to do your research. Use resources like RoleCatcher's Salary Insights to really get a sense of that average salary range for similar positions in your location with your level of experience.
Just have some data to back up.
Exactly, and be open to negotiation. It's a conversation, not a dictate. Now, they might follow up with something like, what are your long-term career goals?
Okay, connected to your
Big picture.
precisely. Now let's move on to another question that can be a bit daunting.
Okay.
What is your experience with? And then they'll insert some specific physics skill or technique.
Uh-oh.
This is where your technical knowledge comes into play.
Yeah. So they could ask about anything from experimental design
Yeah.
to data analysis to specific software or programming languages.
The key here is to be honest and specific. So if you have direct experience, highlight those skills and accomplishments. Use concrete examples from your research or your coursework.
And what if you don't have experience with that specific thing they're asking about?
Don't panic. You can frame it as an area of interest that you're eager to learn more about.
Mention relevant coursework or workshops you've taken, or even personal projects that you've undertaken to develop those skills.
So show that you're a proactive learner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, remember how RoleCatcher's AI can analyze job descriptions and identify the specific skills that are most in demand?
Oh, yeah, that's so helpful.
Yeah, it's like having a personalized roadmap for your career development.
I like that.
Now let's shift gears again and look at a question that assesses your problem-solving abilities.
Okay.
Tell me about a time you faced a challenging problem in physics and how you approached it.
Okay, so this is where storytelling really comes in handy.
Absolutely. Choose a specific problem that you faced, preferably one with a successful outcome,
Right.
and walk the interviewer through your thought process. How did you break down the problem? What methods did you use? What were the key insights that led to a solution?
So it's not just about the solution itself,
Exactly.
but the steps you took.
Exactly. They might even follow up with, what did you learn from that experience? Or how would you approach a similar problem differently in the future?
So be prepared to reflect a little bit.
Right. Now let's look at a question that explores your teamwork skills.
Okay.
Tell me about a time you worked on a collaborative project in physics. So this is really all about showcasing your ability to communicate effectively, contribute to a shared goal, and navigate potential conflicts.
And collaboration is so crucial in physics.
Absolutely. It's rare to work in complete isolation these days.
Yeah.
So choose a project where you played a significant role and highlight your contributions to the team's success.
So did you facilitate communication or offer innovative solutions?
Exactly. Did you help resolve conflicts? Be specific. Show them that you're a valuable team player.
Right.
They might follow up with something like, what was your biggest challenge in that collaboration? Or how did you handle disagreements within the team?
Okay, so be prepared to discuss
Yeah.
the not-so-glamorous aspects
Yeah.
of teamwork.
Exactly. Now, before we move on, I want to touch on something that's often overlooked.
Okay?
The power of RoleCatcher's AI in tailoring your responses
Yeah.
for specific job roles.
Because you can't just use like a...
Right, you can't use a one-size-fits-all approach
Yeah.
with these interview answers. RoleCatcher's AI can analyze job descriptions and provide personalized feedback on your answers. This ensures that they resonate with the specific requirements and expectations of each role.
Yeah, it's like having a personal interview coach.
It is.
Okay.
That knows exactly what each employer is looking for.
All right, so another question that might come up is, what are your long-term career goals in physics? And this is about showing that you're ambitious, you're forward-thinking,
Right.
and you're genuinely invested in a career in physics.
Don't just say, I want to be a physicist. Be specific. What areas of physics are you most passionate about? What kind of research do you envision yourself doing?
No?
Do you see yourself in academia, industry, or a government agency?
And it's okay if those goals change over time. But having a general direction shows that you're thinking long-term.
Now, they might follow up with something like, how do you plan to achieve those goals? Or what steps are you taking now to prepare yourself for that career path?
So be ready to discuss maybe pursuing advanced degrees or attending conferences.
Networking.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now let's move on to a question that's all about demonstrating your passion and your knowledge.
Okay.
What are some of the most exciting advancements in physics in recent years?
Ooh, fun.
This is a fun one.
Yeah.
Be prepared to discuss specific breakthroughs or discoveries that have captured your imagination. It could be anything from the detection of gravitational waves to the development of new materials with extraordinary properties.
To advancements in quantum computing.
Exactly. And don't just mention the discovery itself. Explain why it's significant, what implications it has for the field, and why it excites you personally.
Okay, and before we wrap up this part, I want to touch on something that can really make a difference in your interview performance. And that is using RoleCatcher's AI to practice your answers.
Oh, that's such a valuable tool. You can practice answering different types of questions and get personalized feedback from the AI on your clarity, conciseness, and use of specific examples.
It's like having a mock interview with a virtual expert who can help you identify any areas for improvement.
And boost your confidence.
All right, welcome back for the final part of our physics career deep dive.
They've covered a lot of ground.
We've tackled those tough interview questions.
Yeah.
We've explored how RoleCatcher's AI can give you an edge.
Like a secret weapon.
Yes, exactly. So let's shift gears just a little bit and look at another question that comes up often in physics interviews.
Okay.
What is your experience with presenting scientific research?
This is where your communication skills really come into play.
Yeah, because it's one thing to do the research, but you also have to be able to talk about it.
Exactly. Whether it's presenting at a conference, explaining your findings to colleagues, or even teaching a class, you've got to be able to articulate those complex scientific concepts clearly and engagingly.
So think back to presentations you've given.
Posters.
Posters, yeah.
Teaching experiences.
Highlight your ability to organize information logically, use visuals effectively, and engage your audience.
And don't forget those storytelling skills. Weaving in those anecdotes, real-world examples, or even a touch of humor can make your presentations more memorable and impactful.
And what about follow-up questions?
They might ask, what is your preferred method for presenting complex data? Or, how do you adapt your presentation style for different audiences?
So be prepared to discuss different presentation techniques.
Visual aids, communication strategies.
Show that you're adaptable and can tailor your approach to effectively convey scientific information to diverse audiences.
Make it accessible.
Yeah. Okay, so speaking of adapting, let's tackle a question that really assesses those skills. Tell me about a time you had to adapt to a change in plans or unexpected challenges during a research project.
Ooh, this is a good one.
Because things don't always go as planned.
Never.
Especially in research.
Especially in research.
So how do you answer that one?
This is where they're really trying to gauge your resilience, that ability to think on your feet,
Right.
and your willingness to embrace uncertainty, which, let's be honest, is a big part of scientific research.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So choose a specific example where you had to maybe deviate from the original plan and walk them through how you handled it.
Exactly. Did you have to redesign an experiment? Troubleshoot a malfunctioning instrument? Or maybe collaborate with others to find a workaround?
And highlight your problem-solving skills, your ability to think critically and creatively.
And don't be afraid to mention your mistakes.
Yeah, that shows that you're...
And what you've learned from them.
Yeah, that you're learning and growing.
Exactly. They might follow up with, what did you learn from that experience? Or how has that experience shaped your approach to research?
Be ready to reflect. And before we move on from this section on interview questions, I just want to say it again.
Okay.
RoleCatcher's AI can really help you fine-tune those answers.
It's such a valuable resource. You can practice answering those questions and get personalized feedback on your clarity, conciseness, and use of specific examples.
Yeah, it's like having a virtual interview coach.
And it can even analyze your tone of voice and body language.
Oh, wow.
To help you present yourself with confidence.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I want to highlight another part of these RoleCatcher resources
Okay.
that I think is just super helpful, and that's the career guide.
Oh, the career guide.
Yeah, it really is a treasure trove of information.
It is. It gives you insight into different career paths in physics, from academia to industry to government agencies.
And I really like that it outlines those typical career stages and responsibilities.
Gives you a roadmap.
Yeah, it's like, okay, here's where I am now.
And where you want to go.
Yeah, where I want to go, and these are the steps I need to take to get there.
And those real-world physicist profiles?
Yes, the example profiles.
They bring those career stages to life. It's so inspiring to see the diverse paths you can take with a physics degree.
And you know we talked about biophysics earlier.
Yeah.
Remember that?
I remember.
That was just like a brief mention. And the career guide goes into a lot more depth about that specialization.
It does. Explains how physicists are applying their knowledge to biological systems.
So cool.
A rapidly growing field with so much potential
Yeah.
to revolutionize things.
Yeah. Healthcare, agriculture.
Even our understanding of life itself.
Exactly. And that's just one example
Right.
of the many fascinating career paths you can explore within physics.
So many options.
So I really encourage you to use the career guide to kind of brainstorm and think about, okay, what are the different specializations?
What sounds interesting?
Yeah, reach out to people who are working in those fields.
Network. Learn more.
Now, before we wrap up this whole deep dive,
Mm.
I want to leave you with this final thought. Remember that line from the RoleCatcher Career Guide about uncovering secrets that shape our understanding of the world? Hold on to that sense of wonder.
That passion for exploration.
Yeah, that drive to make a difference.
Physics is more than just a subject to study.
It really is.
It's a lens through which to view the world.
It's a great way to put it.
A way of thinking.
Yeah.
A journey of continuous discovery.
So go out there, ace those interviews, and use your knowledge and skills to make a positive impact.
Use your powers for good.
Yes, and remember,
RoleCatcher's got your back.
they do. They're there to support you every step of the way.
Providing the insights, the guidance,
The AI-powered tools.
to help you reach your full potential.
Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep that passion for physics burning bright.
The universe is waiting to be discovered.